Hi, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a weekly collective reading for the week of October 27th through November 2nd. So this week we're traveling deeper into Scorpio season. And this I consider to be one of the most transformative time portals of the year because we are at the midpoint between fall and winter, which is considered Samhain. And this is when the veil is at its thinnest and between the worlds, right? Between the non-physical and the physical. And Scorpio season always calls us inward to face what we've been avoiding. It is represented in the tarot by death and rebirth. So it can be uncomfortable sometimes to be honest with ourselves, to reclaim our power where we once gave it away. So, and with Samhain hitting deeply this week in a matter of days, the energy is going to feel more potent. It's going to intensify this death and rebirth type of call. Some of you may be called to do dream work, soul retrieval work. This is when the unseen becomes more deeply felt. Synchronicities align, dreams deepen. I've definitely had a lot of wakefulness in my sleep, which is very unusual for me. So if you find yourself waking up a lot, this is normal. We're actually going to be moving through the month of November with a heavy influence of planets in water signs. We also have a grand trine coming up in November, as well as in water, as well as Mercury in retrograde. And we're in the shadow phase right now, which some people feel a little bit more deeply than the actual retrograde period, which starts on the 9th. So what does this all mean? It means that the underworld is working its medicine. And the best thing that you can do is not resist it. To let the shadow show you what needs to be released. And, you know, it's an opportunity for us through the month of November to open up a little bit more, share more deeply with others, share more authentically with others, to find more quiet, sacred spaces within as well, and to let go of the past. Deeply just releasing anything that came up in the past to cultivate greater empathy. So while this week the veil is thin, at its thinnest, between life and death, past and present, conscious and unconscious, you may be getting sudden intuitive insights, vivid dreams and visualizations, a pull to reflect on the people that you've left behind this year and everything that may have happened. Samhain reminds us that death and life are lovers. One gives meaning to the other. It's deeply poetic. So when we stop resisting the process of change, we discover that death is really a sacred doorway to a deeper version of you. And if we allow that process and we don't resist it, it allows us to feel things on a much deeper level. So feel things deeply, lean in, trust the cycles, and know that your rebirth has already been initiated. And as you walk through this, be gentle with yourself this week especially, okay? I'm going to read a few quotes, and then we're going to get into the tarot. So I primarily just wanted to emphasize that we're under the heavy influence of water. A lot of you have a lot of water placements in your chart. You may feel this more than others. Let's read some quotes that I felt really applied to this week. And this is about the struggles you may have had, the challenges you may have had around certain individuals this past year. When you think good thoughts about someone, you are literally blessing them. So no matter what has transpired between you and your karmic lessons in the form of other souls that you've contended with, danced with, dealt with, in light and shadow work, try to think good thoughts because you're literally blessing people as you do. These are, this was Young Pueblo. The next one's Young Pueblo too. Balance your nervous system this week with silence, long walks, spending time alone, letting go of perfection, laughing with good friends, getting rid of the to-do list, right? And appreciating how far you've come. This is by Moon Omens. Fall asleep tonight with nothing but love and forgiveness in your heart. What's meant for you will be for you tomorrow and the day after. Trust your journey. Rest your soul. We have one of my favorite poets. All of these are my favorite. Nikita Gill said this. It's called 93% Stardust. We have calcium in our bones, iron in our veins, carbon in our souls, and nitrogen in our brains. 93% stardust with souls made of flames. We are all just stars that have people names. I might have read that one before, but good time to bring it back. Now, this one I couldn't cite. It's one of those shares. Didn't have, we'll just say anonymous. And I think this is really important work this week. You might want to, I'll say this slowly so you can write it down. And you might want to say it out loud. Repeat after me. Dear universe, cancel any ties, contracts, promises, or unspoken bonds that no longer feel healthy or aligned. In connections that feel draining, one-sided, or heavy. I take back my energy from people who ignored my boundaries, used my kindness, or only showed up when it was easy. From this point forward, I give my time, love, and attention only to those who meet me with honesty, respect, and effort. I choose peace, clarity, and real connection. Ooh, and so it is. I feel that so deeply in my bones. That is a beautiful declaration for the week as we enter Samhain. All right. Let's now pull some oracle messages. Thank you for being here, for sharing this tender time with me. I've definitely been feeling a big switch between the air element of Libra season into, it's always kind of the stark contrast of really being up in our minds, up in our heads, and now we're in more in our feels, processing our emotions, uncovering patterns, looking at where we might have overlooked something, maybe retracing our steps, connecting dots. All right. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for the collective. Let's see what we have here. Queen of the Sun, Queen of the Moon. What messages do you have, Spirit, for the collective this week? Ooh, we have personal power coming in. We have assessing. This is actually the leader, the power portal leader of the Queen of the Sun. And as you can see, she's holding the sun in between her hands. And she's being crowned with sun energy. Wow. There's a lot of sacred geometry. We have 12 moving into 3. We also have coming up in the month of November, as we introduce this month, 111 portal and 1111. So we have a lot of strong light codes coming in. Everyone on the spiritual community has been looking closely at some of these interstellar activities with great interest. I do believe that this is a turning point, a shift towards greater truth on Earth. And this is a time, this is the Queen of the Sun. This is the time to align with our own personal power. And we're being reminded of this as we take a higher perspective on the path, having gained higher levels of awareness. Assessing. If I'm not mistaken, too, this is first quarter moon. I think we're in first quarter moon this week. So we're assessing where we've given away our power and where we need to activate more of our power this week. As we survey during this thinning of the veil, to sit with discomfort and reclaim our power. Another Queen of the Sun, truth. Wow. Where we have actually been met with people wearing masks, or we have worn our own masks out of conditioning, out of programming. Wow. Another 3. Wow, we have 33 and 9 so far. I feel like there's one more. So the truth of our own power, I think, is being awakened within a lot of us. And even if you're feeling anything physically, energetically, know that you're amongst a collective that is going through that with you as well. So if you've had disturbing, not disturbing, you know what I mean? Just sleep being disturbed, waking up at all hours, feeling restless at times, feeling highs and lows, feeling really 5D, 3D, 5D, 3D. It's like, it's very hard in this energy because there's a lot of pulling of different timelines. There's higher timelines, lower timelines. And our whole purpose is to stay as centered as possible. One more. Well, another sun. Wow. Wow. And now we have the unexpected. Solar flares. Interesting. I knew that was going to come out. See all these sun energies. So yeah, I think there could be some unexpected things happening as we move through the month of November, just on the energetic, subtle realm. It could be unexpected, like I said, intuitive downloads, intuitive insights, vivid dreams, activation. Some of you are activating more psychic, intuitive abilities. I like this. It's like unexpected power, right? By assessing and evaluating and revealing more of our authentic selves to ourselves, even knowing how much you've changed. Many of us, almost everyone coming to this channel, there is a stark contrast between who you were at the beginning of this year and who you are now, energetically. Let's go into... Actually, before I go into the tarot, I'm going to share with you something that fascinated me. Instead of Mark Nepo, I feel like this is a good time because it was such a beautiful... I guess it was a reel that I saw, but it was such a beautiful way to understand intuition on a deep level. Because I have a feeling that a lot of you watching are starting to have weird, like you could be getting telepathic feedback that you're listening in on what people are thinking and feeling. And it's kind of trippy. So if you're feeling these things, I want to kind of give you some new information, or it was new information to me around what could be going on. And let me talk to you about a recent experiment. And I'm going to have this reel posted in the description box if you're curious. This is called Water as a Mirror of Potential. As we're moving into water season, just know that this is something to really think about this week. Have you ever wondered if water can remember or read energy? I came across an experiment that beautifully illustrates this idea, and it made me think about how our inner waters might do the same. In the video I saw, the creator placed an apple seed into a small dish of water for about 30 seconds, then removed it and froze the water. If you've ever heard of Masaru Emoto. When the ice formed, a pattern appeared, almost like the imprint or blueprint of the seed itself, as if the water had registered the potential of what the seed could become. This mirrors the work of Masaru Emoto, who photographed frozen water exposed to different words, emotions, and sounds, showing that water's crystalline structure changed depending on what it was exposed to. Now, this person took it further. Whether or not you see this as scientific, it's a stunning metaphor. We're about 70% water after all. So if water reflects the energy around it, imagine what the water within you is holding. When you're calm, coherent, and present, your inner waters are clear. They reflect guidance easily. When you're stressed or chaotic, the reflection becomes distorted. Maybe water really does read our potential. So basically, when we have information coming to us, we have all these quantum timelines that are feeding in through the waters in our bodies. And then we pick the most likely outcome out of that through water, which I never really thought of intuition. That's why we have the moon in the tarot. But just was a really cool way to verify this through an experiment. Maybe water really does read our potential, or maybe it simply mirrors what's already inside of us waiting to be seen. Either way, when we bring peace to our inner waters, intuition naturally becomes clear. So this is a really strong portal through these solar flares and the activation of all this water energy to really come from a calm, coherent, and present place. This is when we need to really align with our inner work that we've been doing all along around being the observer, around staying present and aligned. Let's now pull the tarot. But I thought that was fascinating just to see that, because you can literally freeze a sunflower seed and it will show you the blueprint of the sunflower itself, or an apple, the blueprint of the whole apple itself. It's fascinating. Talking about quantum. It's fascinating to me. So let's now, we have powerful energies at play this week. Let's see. Let's look at the tarot. What's going on? What is going on for all of you? Beautiful souls tuning in. All right, we have, I like this. I already saw the Three of Wands. And we have, oops, I grabbed these upside down. My bad. We have the Three of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Choices. I think a lot of people right now are looking, this is a good time too to be planting the new seeds around what, I know we did this recently with the new moon. However, you know, we're moving into a new year soon, and it is a number 1 year. And we also have these portals of 111 and 1111 to activate what we want to create, cultivate, curate in our lives at this time. We have the power beneath it. So, what is it you're waiting on? All right? And you've got choices to make while you wait. Three of Wands, Seven of Cups. This is almost like a reassessing, especially during Mercury retrograde. Oh, there's that sneaky old devil that wants to come out. We had that last time. I think because we are running up against, or, you know, parallel realities around fear, around shadow. It's a part of our matrix. But we have a choice here. They're showing us to stay positive, to look ahead to the future around what's possible, not what we've been, what we could become. And that's how I look at life. We could certainly get stuck in what has passed, come to pass in our individual lives and collectively. But Spirit said, that's full of our shadow work. We can look at it. We don't want to get stuck in it. That's what I'm feeling here. Don't get stuck in the, also, if you are overthinking a choice, don't get stuck there. It's time to move forward, to call in the best possible outcome. Yes. This is about our spiritual sovereignty and building new timelines, building with new people, people that are aligned with us. We have the Three of Pentacles and we have the Nine of Pentacles. This is about radical acceptance around what we are surrounded by. But again, we are all water. I mean, if there was ever a time for us to activate our own calm, coherent, present energy systems, it's now. This is the path of elevation, the path of independence. A lot of you are looking at your divine calling, your purpose. And it's twofold. It's what you do in your work for some of you, and some of you it's a personal embodiment of higher awareness. That's the work. You know, when I was just starting out on the spiritual path, I thought I had to do something bold and big. And for me, I actually consider my own personal illumination more important than anything I do outside of that. It really is. When you hold a higher frequency, you're doing the work that Gaia wants you to have for her, because she's ascending with us too. And the more you can see it as that, you are co-partners with Gaia. And this is using Gaia here as medicine. Because look at all the herbs. This is actually a medicine woman with the Nine of Pentacles reaching. Using her intuition, mind you, for a higher vibration. And building with other people in that. And I feel like a lot of you are choosing to leave old timelines behind that were full of fear, doubt, and insecurity, limiting beliefs, like an emotional landscape that hit up against feelings of lack of self-worth because of being, whether you are, a lot of people that are on the spiritual path, we've had to be the ones to stick our necks out and be the truth tellers, to be the truth seekers. See, the truth. And I think there's unexpected support coming in from the universe at this time. Not to say, I told you so, to actually reinforce what we knew all along. that the path to wholeness is always going to be from within, the path of illumination. And I see here that there are new timelines that are unfolding for us all on the spiritually sovereign path. Because when we assign our well-being to a guru or to something outside of us for our own validation, we actually are giving our power away every time. And so this is even on a collective level spiritually, we're going to see more and more people following their own divine kingdom within, where it always was. The true teachings of Source is that we are all our own source, right? And I feel a lot of empowerment coming in. Yeah. As we take leaps of faith, Nine of Cups, in our own personal fulfillment, in our life's journeys, and being the student of what that is. Page of Swords, Nine of Cups, Queen of Wands. Yeah. A lot of us are getting, they just showed me, when you inflate a tire and you're getting pumped up with air, we're getting pumped by supportive energies at this time. So we can actually be the, where was it? To be, this is so interesting, the hot air balloons of the universe, right? Which is really an elevated perspective. Yesterday, I actually hiked. I wanted to see fall foliage in my area. And believe it or not, I'm in our highest point in Rhode Island is 300 feet. It's so sad. But you could see a lot of the city from this particular landscape vantage point. And it's true. When you get to see, from a different elevation in life, you get to see the holistic hologram. And it gives you empathy. It gives you understanding, not only of self, but of other people. So I feel like we're blessed. We're truly blessed to have done the work we've done this year. And that's what I feel like they're trying to say to us. This is blessings that are being showered upon all of us who are doing this deep shadow integration work and finding more internal fulfillment and harmonization of our light codes, receiving them with grace, with reverence, with respect as we remember who we really are. I guess what I'm trying to say is we're going to feel more validation as we continue. Let me now clarify. I just want to clarify the message here. Oh, thought I heard a card fall. No. Weird. Thought I heard a sound. I think this is about claiming our rightful independence on the path, spiritual sovereignty, as we reach for the highest timelines possible when it comes to co-creating from body, mind, spirit, and allowing other people who are aligned with our energy and letting go of anything that isn't in alignment. We can make healthy choices now, right? Right. That lead to abundance. I knew it. 10 of Pentacles. That's the highest timeline. Whoa, I just saw Ace of Cups. 7 of Cups. Yeah, a lot of people are coming out of and this is deeply scorpionic energy of when we're looking at illusionary, shadowy things in our lives. 7 of Cups is this real? Is this not real? Is this false? Is this true? And Spirit is saying, truth is revealed, but are you honoring your inner knowing? Are you coming from a clear, grounded place when you're listening to your intuition? Or are you in a stressed, chaotic vibration? Because that's not intuition. I think they're trying to teach us too what true discernment requires of us. Especially when we are claiming or proclaiming, I'm reaching for the greatness in me, I'm reaching for the greatness in the situation. But what does it ask you to do? Some of the hardest things we do is to recognize the shadow in other people and recognize that to co-create with that individual at this time may not be the healthiest plan or path for you, because we are in planning energy here and we're regrouping, recirculating, recalibrating based on what we've learned. 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, 9 of Swords. Yeah. Anything that's causing you to go into stressful, chaotic states. I'm seeing a lot of energies being shifted in the collective. 3 of Cups because of water season. But what's great here is we have the 7 and the Three of Cups, which is the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, which is the highest timeline. But we have the Nine of Swords kind of in the mix. So I think a lot of us have had certain stress points around certain individuals. And it has been our work of shadow work to actually honor and understand these stress points. But we are now at a point now where Spirit's almost like any leftovers, unfinished business is coming around right now, or in the coming weeks, I'm getting confirmation for clearing, for cutting the ties, cutting cords, and any projections, right, of the mind too, that is going to keep you unclear or confused about what you want in your life. This is where it's like no bullshit from the universe. Like, if you really want to live the highest timeline, you have to be fiercely honest with yourself, take inventory, and make the changes. Okay? That's what I'm getting. Yeah. Do the cuts. Listen. Survey. Assess where you're putting your manifestation energy. Where is your time, energy, and attention going daily? And if you are getting distracted, if you are staying in thoughts that are bringing you down to lower states, 3D states, this is the time to do the cleanup. All right? So you can actually have emotional harmonization with others in a very profound way. I do believe that we've learned balance from Libra season. This is a big karmic clearing, in other words, during Scorpio season, where we are looking at shadow and where we're giving our power away to others. Because threes are always about not only body, mind, spirit, but me, you, and us. And how to do the work on your own self. So you're coming from the cleanest place possible in your own vibration. Let me get some advice. Actually, no. We're going to wait on that. I'm going to get sorry. Sorry. I'm even showing this. Sometimes when I'm reading, I'm showing you even what they don't want us to do. It's like indecision, doubt. It's like, this is basically collapsing timelines of decisions that you didn't make, of potentials you didn't choose. Because if you think from a quantum perspective, now I'm going to go a little bit deeper here. When you think from a quantum perspective, especially around your intuition, where you have all these potentialities and there's fractals of you living in all these different timelines, this is a cleanup time where we're condensing, consolidating, collapsing, so we can integrate and call back parts of our soul in retrieval, right? This past year, and pull it all together in our bodies. This is when we're called to do a lot of cleansing. You could be drinking lots of water more than normal. You could be called to water, be by water, be in water. Water is healing. So I'm getting that if you want to be doing a lot of the self-care work this week, consume more water, put a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of squeeze of lemon, be near bodies of water, be soaking in salt water, cleansing the body. You can do that on a physical level, right? On an energetic level, do the cord cutting. On a spiritual level, do the meditation, doing bubbles of light, protecting and safeguarding your energy frequency. All right, those are just some self-care tips. Now, let's get some affirmations from Spirit Daughter for the week. Look at that, water. I think too, this one's sneaking out. I'm going to pull this one. Yeah, in teamwork. I'll be honest with you. I like to share a lot of my own personal journey here. And because I was raised in a military family as a child, I denied myself a lot of my emotions. I shamed them because they made other people uncomfortable. I realized I was a very sensitive being. These gifts that you have, these wounds that you have from other timelines. See, some of the stuff that we're clearing isn't even this lifetime. It's all lifetimes. It's big work, okay? It's a very special lifetime you're living at this time. And we have an actual gift and a blessing in this lifetime to clear as much karmically, not even for ourselves, but also for our ancestral line. So this healing work is so powerful, my friends. And I wanted to just bring this story around how I've had such a hard time in my life feeling my feelings, that I will bypass them unconsciously, because at a young age I was taught to shame them, that they weren't allowed. And now I'm doing the work to honor my feelings, to honor my emotions, and not be embarrassed by them, to be met with others who can meet me there and not make me feel guilty for having them, who can hold me in my pain and my emotional states. And that's what Spirit's calling us. Support, bring the people around you. Create an inner circle of people that can actually support your breaking open, being real, feeling what you feel. So we have Spirit Daughter. We have feel. I am safe. I am protected. I'm loved. And this is from the spirit realm as well. You're safe to feel what you feel as you stand in water season with all this grand trine coming. It's a fortuitous time where we get to emotionally release everything we've been holding in. Some of us for lifetimes. If you need to cry, cry. You need to scream, scream. Do what needs to be done to feel what you feel. If you need to laugh, if you need to dance, this is a time to move it through the body. Okay? And forgive. Deeply, deeply, big part of November in general. To forgive the past. I open my heart to forgive myself and others. Forgiveness is such a high frequency. When you can feel and forgive. And then we have teamwork. I welcome help and guidance from those aligned with me. Perfect. Thank you, Spirit Daughter. And then, as far as the numerology, we had 3, 3, 9, and 4. So as we actually step into this galactic, I got a download recently that 333 was more of a galactic download of not just ascended masters. It's basically all beings that are more evolved, that live from higher states of awareness and consciousness, that are here to support us in building a new earth, and to learn from this karmic year. It's been one of the most powerful years we have ever experienced on this planet in this modern era. And it's setting the stage, setting the scene for 2026 to unfold. And then in this numerology, we have 4, 7, and 3. So we have 44, 33, 7, and 9. So we have a lot of spiritual support as we end this year. Now, let's go into some advice, and then I'm going to end with Spirit Daughter in the Work Your Light. I feel like I'm missing. No, I just have air coming in. I was like, am I missing a button? I had to check. All right, let's get some advice. Advice for the week, Spirit. Chariot. Now, this is the Merkaba. As we move forward, I see that, I'm seeing, it's really wild because tarot is a living transmission. And lately, even the tarot energies have elevated because it is a field, a living field of information. And lately, the Merkaba is being activated in the collective. There's another 7. And the Chariot is our sense of will. It's our solar plexus energy. So we're all being lit up in our willpower as we move forward with confidence on our highest timelines. Wow. And we have the Tower. Wow. It's like, I think that this is when, actually, I just got an image of like literally, this is when we leave the 3D timeline behind completely. Completely. Tower. Leaving the 3D timeline that you traversed in your own elevation, that served your karmic lessons in your own spiritual journey. Wow, this feels like one of the most biggest, truest, deepest collective readings I've ever read for you all. This is big energy. Leaving the 3D template behind. And it's just and honoring every disappointment, every hurt, every feeling of rejection, of boredom, of despondency, of hurt. Spirit's giving us a helping hand as we turn the page. And we can become innocent and full of awe and wonder yet again. It's funny. I literally said turning the page and 2 pages came out. So our advice is to don't hold on to the 3D timeline in your reality by perpetuating negativity with anything you have experienced in your lifetime. I'm going to challenge all of you to do that, to speak kindly of others. What was that first one? When you think good thoughts about someone, you are literally blessing them. We're now moving into a timeline where it's up to us to do that work, to hold the higher frequencies. There are enough people operating in 3D in our world now. This is cutting cords to the past and using your fire energy wisely, using your air energy wisely to build new worlds, okay? To build new worlds. I went big this time. It's been big lately. It's less on the practical. I go more to the practical with each sign twice a month, but I really feel these collective energies. It's for the collective. And I do want you to know that I'm working diligently on the Illuminated Collective portal. It's going to be announced soon. I do want to share. It's going to be through YouTube. It's going to be a lot easier. It's going to be so affordable for you. The crumbling. Whoa. See? We're moving past the crumbling and the separation of timelines. The 3D timeline. Remember? We're on one. There's a divide. The great divide. Wow, this is big. The new earth is unfolding. I think the golden age is upon us. I really do. And we're witnessing the great crumbling. Wow. Let's see what this is. Thank you, Spirit Daughter. She's been a great ally for me lately on my readings. She's tapped in. All right. Where is the crumbling? Huh. Do I have the right booklet? Bear with me here. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's on this first page. This is very weird. There it is. Wow. See, everything that happens during a reading, there are a lot of people that don't understand what's going on. I couldn't find it. Yeah, I think this is going to be confusing moving forward in 2026 for a lot of people who don't understand what's going on. Let's read this. 40. There's a shift happening right now where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, anything built on shaky ground is destined to tumble down. It's happening to bring you back home to who you truly are, both individually and to society as a whole. So you can live a life that is in alignment with who you truly are. When you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. You're being called to surrender, to stop trying to hold it all together, to loosen your grip, to let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend everything is okay? You have what it takes to allow what is falling away to tumble and fall. Once the tower is crumbled, you will be able to rebuild your home on solid ground with mighty foundations and a view that is so magnificent that it will take your breath away each new morn. Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna are with you now. Interesting. With Samhain. Lay it all on their altar. They can hold it all. The Work Your Light inquiry for the week is, what are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? Wow, we're in that gap. See, we're in that gap where the fear is speaking so loud, and we're being tested, a lot of us as light workers, to let go and surrender, to trust. Even if nothing has appeared yet, to trust, to deeply trust. Let's get an activation here. One last card before I let you all go, because there's something unexpected coming in. We have an unexpected tower, a truth being revealed, and we need to see the higher perspective and what is unfolding as a collective this week. Yes, I'm connected to my highest good, and I trust that my energy is sacred and that my peace matters. So self-trust and self-love, okay? Big energies. Connect to the highest good of all and honor your knowing that your energy is sacred and your peace matters when it comes to anything that you're dealing with, okay? Powerful, powerful reading today. This concludes our reading. So, I'm going to make a more formal announcement closer to the full moon in November, but I am going to be launching, finally, the Illuminated Collective. It's going to be a weekly gathering, and I'm going to be doing a lot of bonus content. It's going to be powerful. I'm actually starting a spiritual mentorship for all of you as a collective, and I'm going to be doing a lightworker activation to kick things off for all of you. I'm going to be doing more theme spreads. It's where I'm going to really be able to show you on a deeper level how to live in greater alignment with these higher frequencies, how to embody them, how to pay more attention to your time, energy, and attention in new ways, and how to hold the 5D energy vibration on a deeper level and to feel more at peace. So I can't wait for that to unfold. It's going to be starting up soon. So clear out what you can while the veil is thin during Samhain, okay? Do the work to let go and forgive. It's a big week, right? Like I said, clearing out. It's like cleaning out the closet. All right? I'm sending you lots of love. Take care. Namaste.